passenger seat out of the 1930 Model A Tudor. Pretty rough shape. This is the passenger seat, but the driver's seat is even worse. But my plan here is to first of all take it apart and start inspecting it and see how it's put together. Get it reupholstered somehow. Okay, here's the bottom of the passenger seat. It's in pretty good shape. Take the cover off, pull that back, put some new lining on it. After pulling the upholstery off of the driver's seat on the Model A, there's some big cracks in the wood, so I decided to glue excessively and put some clamps on it to continue to use the same frame. So we'll let that sit for a couple days, make sure it's nice and solid, and we'll give it a good cleaning and start over. Okay, it's been about 10 days since I glued and clamped the Model A seat. I'm going to take the clamps off now. Looks like the glue is definitely glued and secured itself. Let's see, there's another one here. Yep, some of the glue has adhered to it, so we'll take care of that. Okay, I was able to remove the last clamp on the seat. Looks like the glue and clamps did a real nice job. So this piece was reinserted in here, and this crack all clamped together here. So it looks pretty good for now. And what I'll do now is clean it and begin the reassembly process. Okay, after a quick wash of the seat bottom here, getting rid of 90 years of debris, dust, dirt, all kinds of stuff. Much better. You can see how dirty the water is. Get her nice and clean. I'll do a couple more rinses and make sure it's tip-top. Okay, here's the driver's seat out of the 1930 Model A. You can see that there's a lot of damage down here. Looks like it got stepped on and crunched, so this will all have to be removed and repaired. Let's see if I can salvage the springs. I see one spring way down below here, so it's either broke, it looks like. So we got some work ahead of me. See if I can salvage this and keep it usable. Okay, here's the seat after some repairs done and some new springs put in. Actually, they're old springs from another seat, but I was able to rewire all of the openings here all throughout. These two springs down here were broke and cracked. Those are over here. Yeah, they're all broke. So we will continue to use now the seat. Looks like it's good in shape now. We can reupholster it and continue to quest. I know this is bent up a little bit, but this being the driver's seat after 90 years, it's certainly seen better days, but I think it's certainly usable to be recovered and put back to use. Here's the driver's side seat frame. This is the one that I repaired, glued, clamped, put some of the pieces back in. I actually put in a another bolt in here too to reinforce this big crack right through here. Cleaned it up, got all of that dirt and debris, dust, mouse droppings, all of that. Got it all clean and sanitized, and now ready to put the spring back in it, or on it eventually. Get remounted again, so that will go like that. Got to make some adjustments here to it. You can see it's got a nice little bend to it, so a little slope, so I'm gonna have to do some bending now to get that thing so it sits correctly. Like I said, the springs have really gone through some use, maybe some abuse over the years, but it is original. Here's a view of the covered Model A seat. I was able to put some burlap down, some foam, and then another layer of the white foam up here, staple it in, and I got a few more staples to put in, but overall it's ready to go, ready to put some fabric on. Okay, I was able to get some test fabric before I use the real stuff, and here we go. I was able to stretch it on over. Just a quick job, but at least gives me enough for a nice template or a pattern. So it looks pretty good. It's pretty firm. I was just able to quickly put in some quick tucks there, pleats I believe they call them. So we'll start experimenting now with cutting out the correct fabric and staple it on. Here's the original panel from the back of the front seat that I'm using as a pattern. Trying to square it up. Use my little soldering iron here to help flatten it out. Seems to be okay. Now to transfer it onto the test fabric and to see if I can get it close. Okay, here's a shot of the finished cover for the back part of the seat. This confirms the pattern is accurate before I cut the real good fabric. Here's a shot of the test patterns over the good fabric. And here's the completed product. Look at those babies. Look like brand new. Well, they're my first attempt at sewing up fabric, so not bad. They'll do. Okay, I was able to install the newly reupholstered seat. Here it is. Nothing fancy. It'll hold me over for now, but it fits good, feels good, and actually even smells good because of the fresh fabric in there and padding. So I'll put the other one in shortly over there, and we'll continue the quest.